Not 1 or 2, but 5.
3, sir.
Right. Board with bricks. Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll look at the 3 different builds for the LEGO set 31168 Medieval Horse Knight Castle. This set has 1,371 pieces and is retailing for $149.99 Canadian. A look inside, we have 11 plastic bags and instructions for the 3 builds. There's the castle build, the mill and bakery, and finally the Joust tournament. I'll start with the main build, which is the castle. As I speedrun through the build process, I do want to address a few points. There have been many comparisons to the medieval castle set 31120, which was released in 2021. I'll address this in another video, as I do want the focus here to be on the builds and the contents within this box. Something I'd like LEGO to do that other companies are doing is packaging the minifigs into one bag rather than throughout the build. This is a quality of life improvement that would require little effort from LEGO to implement. With the castle completed, let's tour the features of this build. The side builds included are 2 brick-built horses for the Snake and Horse Knight factions. I'll take a look at these in greater detail later on in the video. The gatehouse features a working drawbridge. The tan release mechanism will lower the drawbridge to varying degrees of success. The castle design is not the classical square layout. Hinge bricks with clips and connectors form the asymmetrical structure. Rotating the castle to see the back reveals the dollhouse layout. The upper room is a basic setup with a bed and fireplace. A look at the bed shows a creative way of using pieces that will be later on used for much different purposes. The lower chamber is the dining area, which features the king's chair, a few other chairs, table with food, and a nice design for a hanging chandelier. To the right is a nice fireplace, which serves a dual purpose. Hanging from the ceiling are 2 pendants. This is the most interesting storytelling piece here. First is the red and white pendant, and next is the green and yellow pendant. Were these royals descendants to the Red Lion Kingdom or the Red and White Kingdom? Do they have an allegiance with the Chevron Kingdom? To the right of the eating quarters is a small blacksmith and stable. It is built to accommodate a horse with the lance mounted in the back. The fireplace also serves to heat up the blacksmith's pot in this room. The stairs on the right lead to the upper quarters, and just outside is a carrot in a barrel. I'll unclip the wall section for a better view of the exterior of these rooms. The front of the stables is closed by a brick-built gate, and a brick-built cloth covers the entrance to the blacksmith. The brick-built wooden door leads to the dining area. We see once again the red and white banner hanging above the door. For my storytelling, I'm going with the royal lineage being descendants of the Red and White Kingdom. This gives them, along with the Chevron Kingdom, some backstory, as these factions really don't have much going on outside of a shield print in LEGO Castle. Upstairs we have the rest of the tower and the room's facade. The tower to the left features an interesting build for the window. It is built sideways using snot technique, studs not on top. The central piece is a plate 2x1 with vertical tube, ID 4585, colored in black. There is no reason for this item to not be recolored in light bluish gray for this set. The top of the tower is nothing to write home about, despite it containing a paper and quill. It features a solitary room with no access points to either the room below or platform above. A few figures can be placed on the top of the tower, however none would be suitable to place on the roof of the keep. A look at the castle walls. The crenels are well decorated with the 1x1 and 1x2 slope pieces. The tower even features the new rounded window piece, which is appreciated. The wall to the right of the castle features a tiny tree. I should point out the arrow slits are nice touches, just slightly too high for minifigures to shoot through. The top-down view of the entire structure showcases the wafer-thin walls with chemin de ronde. The capes come stored in a cardboard box, and once everything is complete, I had just a few extra pieces. Now for build number 2, the mill and bakery. When creating any of the other builds from a 3-in-1 creator set, it's best to separate out the pieces. I recommend separating them by type and color, and not as I did in this video. I'll skip over the build process, as most of the footage is just me trying to locate pieces. The end result is a mill and bakery with a few side builds. Much like the castle, this walled structure opens to reveal the buildings inside. The entrance to the left, a home presumably for the baker, a nook for the visiting knight with table, and finally the bakery with mill. The side builds feature a brick-built sheep and a cart. Both are very well designed. Starting with the bakery, the bottom floor features treats for sale on a blue counter. In the back is the open oven with buns being baked. Above, we have the play feature of this build, which is the rotating sails. The fence elements represent the lattice in this scenario. Yellow and blue banners decorate the shop. I'm not sure these are meant to represent heraldic colors. Moving to the left, we have the Knight's Nook. I'm presuming this is where the guardian of this location can stay and rest for a while. It features a helm holder, a table with candle and table with food, chair, and cloth covering. The baker's house uses the curved window element to nice effect. The roof rests on the build and can be removed to access the top floor only. There is a candle and a rudimentary bed in this room. At 2 studs wide, minifigures can only partially lay on it. Moreover, there is no point of access for minifigures to access this room. Closed up, the bell on top of the entranceway is cleverly built using the cauldron element. A quick tour around the structure. Here we can see the arrow slit is at a good height for minifigure use. Some greenery to give this side some color. This is the Knight's Nook area. And finally, we have a secret entrance to the back of the baker's house. This is a significantly smaller build than the castle. Once completed, you'll have quite a few unused pieces. Next up is the jousting tournament. Skipping to the final product, we have a possibly alcoholic beverage tent, a balcony viewing area for royalty suspended between 2 4-story towers, and an armory. The side builds here are a tilt and 2 horses, redecorated slightly from the castle build. The Snake Knight horse is mostly unchanged, with only the addition of the unicorn attachment on top of its head. The comparison for the Horse Knight now features a different heraldic pattern of red and blue, with the addition of a plume on the head. A look at the build. The tent features a barrel and food on the counter. The roof simply rests on the structure. The towers are similar in build. We'll look at those in just a moment. The armory features a place to store weapons once the competition is on foot. A look at the back of the towers. The one on the left features a small blacksmith with anvil and hammer. Tucked away on the left is a small fireplace. The right tower features a stable for a horse, which fits nicely. The second floor left tower has space for just 1 bed and a candle on the wall. The right tower features a study with a table holding a quill, parchment, and candle. From this vantage point, there is a better view of the table of food for the royal family. Onto the 3rd floor, the left tower has a wooden dummy which is holding a silver helmet. The right tower is the treasury, consisting of a room with a treasure chest. Finally, we have the top of the towers, which is a platform with crenellations. Now for a closer view of the balcony viewing area. This section is only 4 studs wide and is the royalties' seating and dining area for the tournament. The streamers with heraldic color decorate the platform along with the Horse Knight shield and 2 crossed swords. A view from the top highlights the narrow structures. Once complete, you will have a significant number of unused pieces, more than even the bakery and mill. Now for the minifigures, of which there are 6, we have the civilian and city guard. The set comes with 3 of the guard torso. The print is very crisp and the new design is very clean. The chainmail below the neck is very nice as well. The white print on the silver legs does not look opaque. The civilian torso is nice for either the baker or blacksmith. I'm not sure if this torso is a reuse, as the neck chest area appears to be tan and not yellow. Next is the Horse Knight Champion and Snake Knight. The scale mail on the Snake Knight is appropriate here. The torso has a diamond pattern and purple line which continues to the legs. The print quality is consistent throughout the minifigure. The belt and chain decoration are equally nice. Turning the Snake Knight around, we have the second facial expression and a look at the print on the back. Lastly, we have the Royal Duo or Archer depending on your build. Here we see the crisp white print on the King's legs, which is slightly brighter than the Queen's print. The King's torso features a blue shirt with a faintly printed gold pattern. The print quality on the King minifigure is excellent. A view from the back with the second facial expressions and torso prints. Both patterns continue beautifully on the back. Overall, I can say I'm satisfied with the main castle build. The 2 others are okay. I did have some biased connotations on 3-in-1 builds, which were dissipated after the second build. Brick-built animals were not as bad as anticipated. It even gave me some ideas for how to design bodies for a hippogriff and a dragon to properly mount characters onto them. If you do purchase 3 sets like I did, you will have more than enough extra pieces to build a fortification or use for your castle builds. A few misses for me include the lack of recoloring of the one vertical piece and the omission of any masonry bricks. Some could have easily been included rather than the palisade bricks. The new elements included are what some will consider highlights. That would be the 2 new factions of Horse Knight and Snake Knight. The Snake Knight torso could be used for any army or adventurer. The purple inclusion in the design could make it useful for a tax collector bodyguard. Unfortunately, we only get the one Snake Knight minifigure. If you are looking to build out your Horse Knight army, this isn't a bad option. Better than some other options out there. I'm looking at you, vending machine. On that note, that is all for this video. Have you purchased this or multiple of these sets? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.